When you have a D, it depends what point of high school you're at in many respects. If you are a freshman or a sophomore and you don't pass one of your classes, the good news is there's plenty of opportunity to make it up going forward. A great time to do this is over the summer. That could be worked into your plans between the end of one school year and the start of the next. And it's not just to make up your grade. Part of it is to learn from the experience and to also demonstrate to colleges later on that you have actually taken the time to learn the material that maybe you didn't learn quite as well as you wanted to the first time. That's really important. That is a reflective experience that is demonstrating to them your effort and your desire to do better than you did the first time around in the classroom. For older students, if you have grades that were unsatisfactory to you, generally speaking, a D or an F, you want to try to take every opportunity to make those up as well, but you might have limited time available between now and when you're going to be graduating high school. Sometimes students will take courses alongside their regular schedule during the year, and they have more time to actually complete these courses. Generally speaking, as long as you are finished completing a course by the end of August after your junior year, that's a grade that can be taken with your junior year grades for 11th, which is really important because college admissions officers are going to be looking at your GPA from 9th to 11th, or for the UC specifically, 10th and 11th, and making up that material can really be a benefit long term. The first thing I would say is to really think about your attitude about the situation. Sincerely. You're always going to have teachers that you don't love. That's going to happen at every point in your life. And even to this day, I can think back upon my own high school experience and on one hand count the number of teachers who I didn't get along as well with. That's always going to happen. Their personality clashes, but you don't want to blame someone else for your performance. You do all that you can do to attend study sessions, to complete all your homework assignments on time, to participate in class, to let them know that you are really trying. That makes a big difference. Students who are sitting in the corner sulking about their performance and not contributing anything to the class, odds don't always benefit you in that scenario. And you really want to keep a running dialogue with teachers, both because they control your grade, but also because these are the people who you need to connect with. They might be writing you letters of recommendation down the road. I have had students who actually got fabulous letters of recommendation from teachers and classes they didn't do that well in, but they saw their progress over time. They noticed the positive changes that they made as they moved forward throughout the year and took on bigger responsibilities in the classroom and offered to help and took advantage of every extra credit opportunity. That really makes a big difference. But if you don't do well in a class, you really do want to start by asking yourself why you didn't do well and what is it that you could do better next time. Do you need to change your study habits? Are you a procrastinator and you waited to start a major project until 11 o'clock the night before it was due? That happens, unfortunately, a lot. And students who can kind of get out of these habits, especially earlier on in high school, do themselves major favors down the road, because when you are preparing for a college experience, it's not just about what schools you get into. It's about being ready to do well in a very different kind of academic environment. At the high school level, the reality is you're going to have homework in most of your classes every single night. You're going to have a lot of quizzes. They're going to be paying attention to class participation and attendance and a number of things that once you get to college, you actually have more control over in an odd way. You are more independent. You are trusted to have more responsibility over how you perform in the classroom. And your entire grade might be based on 3 or 4 exams, or maybe a couple of essays. And if you don't plan accordingly, if you don't balance your time well, that can really cause a problem for you, because at the same time, college professors are going to treat you like young adults. They don't want to hear excuses. If you say you were sick the night before a major project was due, they're going to say, well, you've known about this for 2 months. So that kind of excuse doesn't really fly the same way at the next level. Now, if you are a high school student and you are receiving a D or an F for the very first time, that can be an overwhelming experience. Chances are you didn't receive these kind of grades in middle school. You are adjusting to a new curriculum, to higher expectations from teachers who are offering more rigorous course material. And if you don't do as well as you had hoped to, this is not the end of the world. I promise. This is just one grade. Take a step back. Think about what you can do better next time. Communicate with your parents, communicate with your teachers, and try to really focus on the work in front of you as you move forward. I have had students who got a D one semester and then an A the second semester. And that kind of progress and change in terms of your habits and the way you approach your homework and studying really can work wonders long term. And teachers remember that. They want students who are kind of showing an upwards trend throughout the year. And then college admissions officers are looking for students who have shown an upwards trend all the way through high school. If you don't do that great your freshman year, even that is not the end of the world. Okay. If you have a couple B's and mostly C's and maybe a D, if you can kind of show this trajectory as you move forward, they put a lot of weight into how you do your junior year and even your senior year, where your fall grades will very much be relevant in terms of your college admissions decision. So keep that in mind.